So I doubt that I even have to explain who Dream is, since if you've had an internet connection at all in the past few months, you've probably heard of him before. His channel has been absolutely blowing up the past few months, with his Minecraft content getting super popular due to the resurgence that Minecraft has had since about 2019. I'm not going to be focusing on his content though, as that is irrelevant to what I'm talking about today. Well, somewhat anyways. If you are making Minecraft content, you are bound to have a younger audience. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if most of the people that watch Dream SMP content were 15 at most. People who are younger tend to idolize the people they enjoy, whether it would be music artists, comedians, athletes, or even YouTube content creators. And this is especially apparent in Dream's fan base, with thousands of people having Twitter accounts dedicated to him and his friends, with these people mostly being referred to as stans. I don't have an issue with stans making communities out of YouTube content. This can be a good way to socialize, and you can meet good friends that you would have never had otherwise. But I do have a problem with how toxic these people act, and how Dream himself denies it being much of an issue. So grab your stan accounts, your highlight channels, and your podcast co-host, and let's get right into this.
So let's talk a bit about a little phenomenon called cute aggression. It's a term used to describe how the brain functions when you see things that are considered cute. Basically, when surrounded with cuteness, the brain produces superficial aggression to pretty much prevent overload. The environment is so adorable, it drives you crazy. It's why someone would want to squeeze a kitten until it pops. Now this kind of response is perfectly normal in small doses and really shouldn't be an issue. However, the problem arises when you surround yourself with next to nothing but polished, glorified fiction. What may have started off as just an endorsement can easily take a sharp turn into a rabbit hole. You begin to forget about decency, you forget about logic, you forget about boundaries. This is what causes people to harass the very same people they idolize. This is what causes people to constantly ship their idols, tarnishing their relationships and ending their involvement in major projects. This is what causes uncensored depravity and degeneracy. This is what we call a stan.
When you hear people talk about stans, you might be thinking to yourself, well, they don't cause any harm to the creator. Well, think again, because Dream got fucking doxxed. In order to not spread around the dox any further, I'll be showing heavily censored screenshots out of respect for Dream's privacy. The current story around what happened was that Dream posted a video on his second Twitter account of his cat while he was in his kitchen, and someone somehow found his house due to this. And his stans were fucking reposting it, along with some of them even going as far as to repost a full dox of Dream with a shit ton of personal information. It is important to note though that a stan didn't dox him, and that it was allegedly a hacking group that had Dream's dox for about 2 to 3 months now at the time of recording. So a bit of an update, I made a point about Dream claiming his dox is fake, which he was initially, but he actually confirmed that it was real recently. Just wanted to clarify that. Back to the video. Now, Dream himself tried to claim the dox was fake by messaging a commentary channel with under 100k subs about it.
And Dream did actually message me on Twitter saying that it's not his address, and basically said that I probably shouldn't have made the video, and I agree. So I have now removed that video.
Which I personally do not believe, judging by the leaked photos, but I don't blame him for not saying it's real. Would you want to reveal that your dox was real if you were as popular as he is? It would just make people fuck with you more, especially since it was, you know, a view-hungry commentator trying to message him about it. This is no diss to Scrimsocks, by the way, I'm just illustrating a point as to why Dream wouldn't tell someone that a dox was real. But my main point is that if you are getting doxed from a fucking video on your Twitter page of a cat and stans start reposting it, then yeah, there is a problem, especially if the people you associate with are also getting doxed. Tommy Innit, another popular creator and good friend of Dream, was also doxed. May I say that this is a 16-year-old kid making fucking Minecraft videos on the internet that people had an issue with for some reason and decided to dox. Yeah, that's fucked up. Doxing is never justified, I'll make that clear now. but it feels especially odd for it to happen in this case considering that Tommy has little to no drama to his name. But then again, Scott the Woz got hacked on Twitter and he has quite literally never done anything remotely controversial. So it kind of shows that people will just do shitty things for the sake of it. Some stans also ended up spreading this info about Tommy. Idolizing a creator is one thing, but when it gets to the point that you would spread your favorite creator's docs because of how obsessed you are, yeah, you need help. The fact that Dream has not addressed this shit in any big capacity is fucking mind-boggling. I get that it's a minority of stans that spread this shit, but not addressing the problems at all just seems like he's trying to cater to his audience, which is, you know, full of stans. Now, shipping is obviously not as bad as fucking doxing creators. It's like I stated the obvious there. But it is still a problem and actually happens a lot in these communities. And it's more common than you would think. Shipping itself happens in any fan base you can think of. Name a fan base and this will exist in there. It isn't just a problem in dreams, but it does become a problem when you put two real people together and not some cartoon characters, which I find to be extremely off-putting, mainly because two people are being mashed into this fantasized relationship in their fan base's minds. So it can make the creators feel very uncomfortable, and this is why I think shipping should stay in the cartoon fandoms, because while I don't believe that you should spend all your time talking about fictional relationships between cartoon characters, it doesn't affect real people. I'd much rather see a cartoon character get shipped with another, because it doesn't affect them. They're fucking fictional, not real. And speaking of affecting real people, Wilbur Soot and Nihachu are two popular internet personalities who were affected by this. They started to hang out a lot more, causing their combined fan bases to see them as an item, which is a problem. Nihachu ended up going live and mentioned the constant shipping and how it affected her, which, spoiler alert, it was pretty negative.
Wilbur and I are just friends. We were never together. People just keep assuming that we are together. Even if we were together, we would not tell you that because that is very private. That's a very private matter. So please stop asking. We are fine. Yeah, no, respect our privacy. It's private.
I think before people do anything like this, they need to hear what the creator feels about what they're doing. Or, you know, they could stop it altogether. That's a good idea too. And maybe they shouldn't do it to minors either. TommyInnit and Tubbo are two streamers who have blown up due to Dream SMP. They play Minecraft together a lot, and people used to ship them a lot. While most of these shipping posts are now deleted due to a stream clip of Tommy saying he was uncomfortable with people doing that, there used to be a lot. And that is a problem. Not only could it have made them feel very awkward and uncomfortable, but they are both 16 years old. I don't get how anyone could have even remotely thought that was the right thing to do, and how it took Tommy saying something himself for people to finally stop.
I've not been on Twitter very much over the past week, and it has been great. But boys, any of this not safe for work, like sex-related fanfic, whatever that is on the Wattpad or on Twitter, I am not comfortable with that, and I do not endorse it. I just thought I'd have to say. I thought it would have been obvious because I'm a child, but I thought I'd just let you all know. Because I haven't ever formally said.
When they should have, because, well, he's a fucking minor. That's pretty much all I have to say about shipping, so let's get to what is probably going to be the most serious section in this video.
While shipping real people is bad and does harm the relationship between friends, at least you could say that it keeps out of sexual territory. Now let me introduce you to the part of the Dream standbase that you cannot use that excuse for. Enter NSFW MCYT TWT, the community that takes shipping creators to the next level by drawing them in sexual situations. Yes, you heard that right. There is an entire community on twitter.com dedicated towards projecting their fantasies and fetishes onto Minecraft YouTubers. People like to use the excuse that, oh, it's okay to make porn of creators because they said that they were okay with it. But that is just full of shit. These people do not give a fuck about consent. Let me give you a couple of examples to prove my point. JStar has explicitly said on multiple occasions that he is not comfortable with himself being shipped and finds it creepy. So what makes these people think that he would be completely fine seeing this image of him fucking Wilbur Soot? Want more examples? Average MCYT is a Twitter account that documents these people's insanity for the world to see. And as you might expect, the people in this community didn't like this one bit. And knowing this, you'd also probably expect a strong response from them. What was that response? Oh yeah, to draw porn of someone they knew for a fact was an unwilling participant. Would a person who cares even the slightest bit about consent do this? No, they don't care. They just want to get their rocks off. And you want to know why they think this? Well, we can trace this mindset back to a clip from one of the man himself's streams, where he says that most people in his circle do not care about pornography being made of themselves.
It's being sexualized. I've seen so many people get angry on our behalf for people that have tweeted things about us or about each other. We don't care. We honestly don't care. I don't think I have seen a single thing be said about me or about George or Sapnap that I have cared about and gone, oh, that person shouldn't be saying that.
Now I believe Dream is a complete fool for allowing any NSFW to be circulated in his community, not only because of the IRL consequences that violently shipping people causes, and how he takes advantage of the parasocial relationship between him and his audience, but also because it only takes one person to say, meh, I'm fine with NSFW, for the fandom to go absolutely apeshit, as we have already seen. Also, I'm sorry to inform you that this doesn't just stop at creators fucking. I'm not joking when I say there is legit Dream SMP gore art, which includes the infamous image of an amputated Dream strapped down to a chair while his dripping guts and blood slither down the legs, which is fucking disgusting. And there is even a part of this specific community dedicated to drawing porn of minors. Yep, ladies and gentlemen, we are going into straight up illegal activity here, as people fantasize about grown men performing sexual acts with a 16-year-old and about Dream fucking his 14-year-old sister. Excuse me while I fucking puke.
I feel like I should end this off by explaining my issues with its stans in general, and criticize Dream a bit, because I feel like the way he avoids talking about the issues just makes it clear that he's trying to pander to his audience. You might have watched this entire video and have the opinion of, well, this guy thinks stans should jump off a fucking cliff, or some shit, and I don't think that. If you want my honest opinion about stans in general though, they're just too obsessive. If I ever got popular and saw a stan account with my face on it, I would probably be weirded out. Maybe I have this mindset because I'm not popular and will probably never become popular, but it seems really creepy. If your whole personality surrounds Dream and his content, that is weird. At the end of the day, these are Minecraft YouTubers having fun playing games while getting paid for it. They shouldn't be put on this high pedestal just because they're popular, and shouldn't be idolized as much as they are. I'm not saying you can't be a fan of someone's work, by the way. If I was saying that, I'd be condemning literally every person who watches YouTube almost. But treating creators as gods is unhealthy, and I feel like Dream enables the toxic behavior coming from these stans. For starters, he has never addressed any of this behavior in any major capacity, which is strange to say the least. The behavior had gotten so bad that Tommy Innit, a close friend of his, actually addressed this shit, which tells me that it isn't just a small minority of fans that are toxic. Or, at the very least, it's common enough for them to notice. It's kinda telling whenever a 16-year-old kid is able to be a man and address a problem in his fanbase, and you aren't. The next thing that happened is that Josh, another content creator, ended up making a Twitter thread about stans and the toxic culture. And while I will admit that he was being a bit harsher than necessary, he had a point, which was completely ignored by Dream, who called him an idiot and posted a definition on Twitter of the word stan, which really just describes a normal fan. Not to mention the fact that on his private Twitter account, he calls his fans kittens and says that he loves every single one of his fans, which is bullshit. Every entertainer that says that they love every single one of their fans is lying. It's just a fact. So saying some shit like this just feels very manipulative and very pandering. So I'm going to conclude this video here. Thank you guys for watching, and thanks for 400 subscribers, by the way. I appreciate it. I know I haven't made a video in a while, and I apologize for that. I will try and upload more frequently, although I will almost never improve on that. So we'll see where that goes. If you want any updates on this, follow my Twitter at DeadMemeFrog. And I have one more thing to say. Frog lives matter. We are superior. Eliminate every other race.
Why did you draw that? Why did you do that? You didn't have to paint that in detail. My eyeballs are aching, I'm so close to breaking. Bullet to my head I'll be taking. Why did you draw that? Why did you do that? You didn't have to paint that in detail. My eyeballs are aching, I'm so close to breaking. Bullet to my head I'll be taking.